Here and there. Welcome to West London morning program. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Gaura Hari. And we're starting a new chapter of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 6 of the Madhya Leela, which Srila Prabhupada has entitled The Liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So, so Mahaprabhu's about to arrive in Puri for the first time, and he's left everyone else after the trouble with the danda, the accidental breaking of the danda, and I don't know what happened to the pieces story of Nityananda Prabhu, and and Mahaprabhu's gone on ahead, and he's arriving in Puri. And we're going to hear of his arrival and what.
Where was that place? Where the
Oh, I can't remember right now.
River, what's the name of it?
Danny Kovu was.
Oh, that's the river though. Danda something Nadi. Yeah. Can't remember. You'll have to look. Okay, text 1. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Gaura Bhaktavinda. Maybe it was Ataranala. That's where he's coming from. Maybe it was that place. Naumi Tangoda Chanjang Yaha Kutaka Karkashashayam Sava Bhauman Sava Bhuma Bhakti Bhumanam Acharat. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Gaurachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who converted the hard-hearted Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the reservoir of all bad logic, into a great devotee. Oh, I'm going to remember that one. Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Avesha Chalila Prabhu Jagannatha Mandire Jagannatha Deki Prema Haila Ashtire. In ecstasy, Mahaprabhu went from Ataranala to the temple of Jagannath. After seeing Lord Jagannath, he became very restless due to love of Godhead. Prema Haila Astire, became restless. Jagannatha Alingite Chalila Dan Mandara Parila Prema Avishtahan. Mahaprabhu went swiftly to embrace Lord Jagannath. But when he entered the temple, he was so overwhelmed with love of Godhead that he fainted to the floor. Daive Sarvabhauma Tahake Karidarashana Paricha Maritateon Kaila Nivarana. When Mahaprabhu fell down, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya happened to see him. When the watchman threatened to beat the Lord, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya immediately forbade him. So even in these days, the temple servants had a penchant for beating people who were doing things they shouldn't be doing. Yes, Hare Krishna. And when we were in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house just recently, they showed us that tunnel, a tunnel where he would go from his house to the Jagannath temple, so he didn't have to go through all the crowd and everything. He could go there straight there, not get beaten. Prabhura Soundharya Ara Premara Vishkara Deki Sarvabhauma Haila Vishmita Upara. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very surprised to see the personal beauty of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as well as the transcendental transformations wrought on his body due to prema vikara, ecstatic transformations, which we've heard about already. Bahu chane Chaitanya nahi bhogara kaila haila Sarvabhauma mane tabe upaya chintila. Mahaprabhu remained unconscious for a long time. Meanwhile, the time for offering prasadam to Lord Jagannath came. Well, not really. Bhogara kaila. the time for offering bhoga to Lord Jagannath came, and the Bhattacharya tried to think of a remedy. Shishya paricha dvara prabhu nilavahan gare ani pavitra stani rakila shayana. When Lord Mahaprabhu was unconscious, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, with the help of the watchman and some disciples, carried him to his home and laid him down in a very sanctified room. Srila Prabhupada says, at that time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya lived on the southern side of the Jagannath temple. His home was practically on the beach and was known as the Markandeya Sarashtata. At present, it is used as the monastery of Gangamata. Svasha prashvasha nahi udara spandana dekya chintita haila bhattacharya jamana. Examining the body of Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma saw that his abdomen was not moving and that he was not breathing. Seeing his condition, the Bhattacharya became very anxious. Shukshma tula ani nasha agreta darila ishat chalaya tula deki dharya dhaila. The Bhattacharya then took a fine cotton swab and put it before the Lord's nostrils. And when he saw the cotton move very slightly, he became hopeful. Oh, he is breathing. Vashi Bhattacharya mane karina vichara e Krishna maha premera sattvika vikara. Sitting beside Mahaprabhu, he thought, this is a transcendental ecstatic transformation brought about by love of Krishna. Such a mouthful in English. E Krishna Maha Premera in Bangla. E Krishna Maha Premera. A transcendental ecstatic transformation. Sudipta Sattvika e Nama Jay Pralaya. Nitya Siddha Bhakti say Shudipa Bhavaya. Upon seeing the sign of Sudipta Sattvika, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya could immediately understand the transcendental ecstatic transformation in the body of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Such a sign takes place only in the bodies of eternally liberated devotees. And it doesn't even mention the word pralaya in the translation. Devastation. Adi rudar bhavajara tana e vikara manushya deya deki bhara chamatkara. Not just chamatkara, bhara chamatkara. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya considered this uncommon ecstatic symptoms of Adiruddha Bhava are appearing in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is very wonderful. How are they possible in the body of a human being? And then Srila Prabhupada tells us something of these symptoms. Adiruddha Bhava, Adiruddha Mahabhava. He tells us that it's explained in the Ujjvala Nilamani of Srila Rupa Goswami, and that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur quotes Rupa Goswami as follows. The loving propensity of the Ashraya devotee toward the Vishaya, Lord, becomes so ecstatic that even after enjoying the company of the beloved, the devotee feels that his enjoyment is insufficient. At such time, the lover sees the beloved in different ways. Such a development of ecstasy is called anurag. When anurag reaches its highest limit and becomes perceivable in the body, it is called bhav. And when the bodily symptoms are not very extinct, however, the emotional state is still called anurag, not bhav. When bhava, ecstasy, is intensified, it is called mahabhav. The symptoms of mahabhav are visible only in the bodies of eternal associates like the gopis. Anyway, so Mahaprabhu is experiencing these Bhara Chamatkar symptoms, and although he's a reservoir of bad logic, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he's familiar with these things. He's a great pundit, so he does know that these are things, but he's
not seen it yet.
No, he's chamatkar. Eta Chinta Bhattacharya Achena Vashya Nityanandari Singadwari Mililashya. When the Bhattacharya was thinking in this way at his home, all the devotees of Mahaprabhu, headed by Nityananda Prabhu, approached the Singadwara, the entrance door of the temple. Taha shune lokakai anyone bat eka sannyasi ashideki Jagannath. There, the devotees heard the people talking about a mendicant, sannyasi, who had come to Jagannath Puri and seen the deity of Jagannath. Muchitahaila chetana haya sharire Sarvabhauma lana gela apanara gare. So he heard the story. They heard the story. The people said that the sannyasi had fallen unconscious upon seeing the deity of Lord Jagannath. And because his consciousness did not return, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had taken him to his home. So news travels fast, even without 17 WhatsApp groups. Shune Sabajanila e Mahaprabhura Karya Hena Kale Aila Tahan Gopinathacharya. Hearing this, the devotees could understand that they were speaking of Mahaprabhu. And just then, Shri Gopinath Acharya arrived. Nadia Nivashi Visharadira Jamata Mahaprabhura Bhakta Teo Prabhu Tattva Gyata. Jai. Gopinath Acharya was a resident of Nadia, the son-in-law of Visharad, and a devotee of Mahaprabhu. He knew the true identity of his lordship, Prabhu Tattva Gyata. He knew. And then Srila Prabhupada lets us know that Maheshwara Visharad was a classmate of Nilambaka Chakravarti's. He lived in the Nadia district in a village called Vijayanagar and had two sons named Madhusudan Vachaspati and Vasudeva Sarvabhauma. His son-in-law was Gopinath Acharya. Mukunda Sahita Purvayache Parichaya Mukunda Dekhiyatai Hara Haila Vishmaya. Gopinath Acharya had previously been acquainted with Mukunda Dat, and when the Acharya saw him at Jagannath Puri, he was very much astonished. Oh, Mukunda is here. Of course, Mukunda's with Nityananda and all the devotees. Mukunda Tahari Deki Kaila Namaskara Teo Alingia Puche Prabhura Samachara. Mukunda Dat offered obeisances unto Gopinath Acharya upon meeting him. Then the Acharya embraced Mukunda Dat and inquired about news of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mukunda Kai Prabhura iya haila agamane amishaba asyachi Mahaprabhure sane. Mukunda replied, the Lord has already arrived here. We didn't come with him. Nityananda Gosai ke Acharya kaila namaskara sabemela puche prabhura vata bhara bhara. As soon as Gopinath Acharya saw Nityananda Prabhu, he offered his obeisances to him. In this way, meeting all the devotees, he asked about the news of Mahaprabhu again and again. Mukunda kai Mahaprabhu sanyasa kariya, Nilachala aile sangha amma sabha laya. Mukunda Dat continued, after accepting the sannyas order, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to Jagannath Puri and has brought all of us with him. Amma sabha chari age gela darashane, ami sabha pache ailantana anvashane. Mahaprabhu left our company and walked ahead to see Lord Jagannath. We've just arrived and we're now looking for him. Anyone lokera mukhi ye kata shunila, sarvabhauma griye Prabhu, anumana kaila. From the talk of the people in general, we have guessed that the Lord is now at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Ishvara Dashane Prabhu Prema Achetana Sarvabhauma Laya Gela Appana Bhavana. Upon seeing Lord Jagannath, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic and fell unconscious. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has taken him to his home in this condition, carried him there. Tomara milana jabe amara haila mana taivese kshane pailon tomara darashana. Just as I was thinking of you, and this is still Mukunda speaking, just as I was thinking of meeting you, by chance we have actually met. So I was just thinking, he'd come in Jagannath Puri, he was thinking of his friend, and now he's there. Okay, Chala Sabijay Sarva Bhaumera Bhavana Prabhu Deke Pachakariba Ishvara Darashana. First, let us all go to the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and see Mahaprabhu. Later we shall come to see Lord Jagannath. Eta Shuni Gopinatha Sabare Laya Sarvabhauma Gare Gela Harashita Hoya. Hearing this and feeling very pleased, Gopinath Acharya immediately took all the devotees with him and approached the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Sthane Gya Prabhu ke Dekila Prabhu Deki Acharya Dukha Hashahaila. Arriving at the home of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, everyone saw the Lord lying unconscious. Seeing him in this condition, Gopinath Acharya became very unhappy. But at the same time, he was happy just to see the Lord. Sarvabhauma Janaya Sabha Nila Abhyantara Nityananda Gosaira Teo Kaila Namaskare. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya permitted all the devotees to enter his house, and upon seeing Nityananda Prabhu, the Bhattacharya offered him obeisances. Sabha Sahita Yata Yogya Kaila Milana Prabhu Deki Sabhara Haila Harashitama. Sarvabhauma met with all the devotees and offered them a proper welcome. They were all pleased to see Mahaprabhu. Sarvabhauma Pataila Sabhadara Shana Karite Chandaneshvara Nija Putra Dila Sabhara Sate. The Bhattacharya then asked them all back to see Lord Jagannath, and he asked his own son Chandaneshwar to accompany them as a guide. And still like this when we were in not many places. Somebody volunteers to come as a guide and show us. When we were in Ramuna, one of the local devotees of Gopinath was very keen to take us to Mangalarti and give some special darshan for the devotees. So And then too, sending his son, oh, you can show them. Chandanashva. Jagannatha Deki Sabada Haile Ananda Bhavate Avishta Haila Prabhu Nityananda. Everyone was then very pleased to see the deity of Lord Jagannath. Lord Nityananda, in particular, was overwhelmed with ecstasy. Sabe meli dharitane shushtira karila Ishvara sevaka mahaprasada anadila. When Nityananda Prabhu nearly fainted, all the devotees caught him and steadied him. At that time, the priest of Lord Jagannath brought a garland that had been offered to the deity and offered it to Nityananda Prabhu. Prasada payasabahaila ananditamane punarapi aila sabe mahaprabhura stane. Everyone was pleased to receive this garland worn by Lord Jagannath. Afterwards, they all returned to the place where Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying. Uchakare kare sabanama sankirtana Chitya prahare haila prabhura Chaitanya. All the devotees then began to loudly chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and just before noon, the Lord regained his external consciousness. Honkara karyote Hari Hari Bole. He's back. Anande Sarvabhauma Tada Laila Padadhuli. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and very loudly chanted, Hari Hari. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very pleased to see the Lord regain consciousness, and he took the dust of the Lord's lotus feet. Sarvabhauma Kai Sigra Karaha Madhyana Muni Bika Dimu Aji Mahaprashadana. The Bhattacharya told them all, please take your midday baths immediately. Today I shall offer you Mahaprasadam, the remnants of food offered to Lord Jagannath. So in that sense, nothing really changed in Jagannath Puri. Still the very enthusiastic to serve Mahaprasadam, Jagannath Prasadam to the visiting pilgrims. Samudra snana kari Mahaprabhu Sikra Aila Charana Pakali Prabhu Asana Vasila. After bathing in the sea, Mahaprabhu and his devotees returned very soon. The Lord then washed his feet and sat down on a carpet to take lunch. On asane, on a seat. Bahuta prasada sarvabhauma anaila tabe Mahaprabhu shukha bhojana karila. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya made arrangements to bring various kinds of Mahaprasadam from the Jagannath temple, and Mahaprabhu then accepted lunch with great happiness. Suvana talila ana uttama vyanjana bhaktagana sange prabhu karena bhojana. So he was offered special rice. Mahaprabhu was offered special rice and first-class vegetables on golden plate. He thus took lunch in the company of his devotees. Sarvabhauma pariveshana karina apana prabhukai moradaya lafra vyanjana. When Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya while Sarvabhauma personally distributed the prasadam, Mahaprabhu requested him, please give me only some boiled vegetables. Lafra vyanjana is a preparation in which many vegetables are boiled together, and then chenka is added, consisting of spices like cumin, black pepper, and mustard seeds. And Mahaprabhu continues, Pitta paya deya tumi iara sabakare, tabe bhattacharya kai juda duikare. Mahaprabhu says, you can offer the cakes and other preparations made with condensed milk to all the devotees. Hearing this, the Bhattacharya folded his hands and spoke as follows. Jagannatha kaiche karyachena bhojana aji sabha mahaprasada karyasvadana. Today, all of you, please try and taste the lunch, just as Lord Jagannath has accepted it. Etabali pitta paya sabha koyaila bhikshakarana achamana karaila. After saying this, he made them eat the various cakes and condensed milk preparations, and after feeding them, he offered them water to wash their hands, feet, and mouths. Agya magi gela gopinata acharya kelai prabodha nikata aila bhojana kari. Begging permission from Mahaprabhu and his devotees, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then went with Gopinath Acharya to take lunch. After finishing their lunch, they returned to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Narayanaya Bali Namaskara Kaila Krishna Matyastu Bali Goshai Kaila. Offering his obeisance to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, Namo Narayanaya, I offer my obeisance to Narayan. In return, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Krishna Matya Ashtu, let your attention be on Krishna. Shuni Sarvabhauma Mane Vichara Karila Vaishnava Sannyasiyo Vachana Janiya. Hearing these words, Sarvabhauma understood Lord Chaitanya to be a Vaishnava sannyasi. Because remember, he didn't look like one. Yeah. He was wearing Mayavad Vesh, no Brahmin thread, no Sika. And but now, Sarvabhauma said, oh, something a little different here. Gopinath Acharya Kai Sarvabhauma Gosai Janita Chai Kan Purva Ashrama, previous situation. Ashram. Sarvabhauma said to Gopinath Acharya, I want to know about Mahaprabhu's previous situation. In other words, where's he coming from? What's his story? Something like that we would say. The word Purva Ashram refers to one's previous situation in life. Gopinath Acharya Kai Navadvipa Gade Jagannatha Nama Padavi Mishra Purandara. Gopinath Acharya replied, there was a man named Jagannath who was a resident of Navadvip and whose surname was Mishra Purandara. Vishvambara Namaya Tana Io Putra Nilambara Chakravatira Haina Daitra. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the son of that Jagannath Mishra, and his former name was Vishvambara Mishra. He also happens to be the grandson of Nilambara Chakravarti. Sarvabhauma Kai Nilambaka Chakravarti Visharadhara Samadhyai Etanakyati. Bhattacharya said, Nilambaka Chakravarti was a classmate of my father, Mahashvara Vishadara. I knew him as such. So he's finding some connection. And then he continues, Mishra Purandara Tana Manya Hena Jani Pitara Sambadi Dake Puja Karimani. Jagannath Mishra Purandar was respected by my father. Thus, because of their relationship with my father, I respect both Jagannath Mishra and Nilambara Chakravarti. So some nice family relationship. Nadia Sambande Sarvabhauma Hrishtahila Pritahaya Goshaira Kahate Lagila. Hearing that Mahaprabhu belonged to the Nadia district, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became very pleased and addressed the Lord as follows. Because he could have come from anywhere in India. And he finds out, oh, he's come, he knows my grand from the same family. So he's happy to hear that. And he says to him, Sahajaya, not our Sahaj, Sahajaya Ujyatumi Arata Sannyasa Ataevahan Tomara Aminijadasa. He said, you are naturally respectable. Besides, you are a sannyasi. Thus, I wish to become your personal servant. He's from a respectable family, from Nabadi, and he's a sannyasi, so he wants to serve him. Shuni Mahaprabhu Kaila Shri Vishnu Smaran Bhattacharya Kai Kichu Vinaya Bachan. As soon as Mahaprabhu heard this from the Bhattacharya, he remembered Lord Vishnu and began to speak humbly to him as follows. Tumi Jagad Guru Sava Loka Hitakata Vedanta Parayo Sannyasira Upakata. He said, because you are a teacher of Vedanta philosophy, you are the master of all the people in the world, and their well-wisher as well. You are also the benefactor of all kinds of sannyasis. And then Srila Prabhupada gives us a little insight. Because the Mayavadi sannyasis teach Vedanta philosophy to their students or disciples, they are customarily called Jagad Guru. This indicates that they are the benefactors of the people. However, although Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was not a sannyasi, but a householder, he used to invite all the sannyasis to his home and offer them prasadam. Thus he was accepted as the best well-wisher and friend of all the sannyasis. So we'll finish here because we're going to get into a wonderful exchange. So everything's sweet, we can just leave him there happily. Mahaprabhu is conscious, externally conscious again, but he's amongst friends, he's found Sarvabhauma, and all the devotees are happily there. They've had darshan of Lord Jagannath, they've had Jagannath Prasadam, they took their samudra snan, they've had their bath in the sea, and doing all the Puri things, doing all the activities of Jagannath Puri happily. So sure, we're finished now. Yeah.
Oh, you're finished.
Yeah.
You know, if you yourself go to Jagannath Puri, you want to enter, you want to take darshan, they won't allow you to enter, isn't it? So I was wondering about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He had golden avatar. I mean, he had what complexion? What was
Golden.
So why was he allowed?
Because it was obvious, I think. They could all immediately see his quality and his, they could see. Well, most of them could see. When he first arrived, the watchman was going to beat him because he was fallen over.
That's what they do.
Yeah, which is what they do. And, yeah. So... and then Sarvabhauma happened to be there, and he was a very important person in the Jagannath. He was a very important person, the king's pundit, and very respected. So he took charge of the situation very quickly when he saw him unconscious. So yeah, they didn't forbid him because he was golden and not brown.
I mean, it's not just the golden complexion.
Yes.
It's the golden avatar because it's the best of all avatars.
Yeah.
That's what it means also. It doesn't mean that he had the complexion, I don't know.
When you hear it, the
No,
golden
brown, of course.
Gauranga.
Achintya.
Yeah, Achintya, Gauranga. Anyway, they did let him in. Yeah, he was happy to.
Well, if he wants, he can say he
He
wants.
can do anything. Exactly.
Well, he was extremely attractive. Let's leave at that.
Yes, and there's that. He was.
I think even in some passage
Yeah.
there, I believe, was
Right.
how overwhelmed he
Right.
was with the beauty of him.
Yes, and his charm and beauty. Even with opposition and anti-parties, he was like that. They all melted. And,
There were at that time people opposing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wasn't it? A mission.
well, yes, I mean, they broke the Madangas, and, India was then, it was a wonderful time because Mahaprabhu was there, but the external arrangement of India and the world was very difficult. Under occupation, blood and death and many things. Not a la land, it was a heavy time, heavy things. It was kind of still Kali Yuga, and Mahaprabhu came, but he wasn't giving attention to those things so much. He would, and this, just like in the time of Saraswati Thakur and Srila Prabhupada and Srila Guru Maharaj, India was, there was a whole political thing happening in India, and they were part of that. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Swami Maharaj and Srila Guru Maharaj, as young men, they were attracted to that. But then when they came into contact with Srila Saraswati Thakur, he just adjusted their understanding a little bit, and they wholeheartedly and happily came under his shelter and his students. So, yeah. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Shri Jagannath Puri ki jai, Shri Baladev Subhadra Jagannath ki jai, and Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, and Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai.
Hari Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishna.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shrimad Sudar. Giridhari Gopinath Marana Mohan. Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vinda. Joy Rupa Sanatana Bhata Raghunath. Vijaya Gopala Bhata Dasa Raghunath. Echai Gosai Kori Charanavanda. Yaha Hoite Bignana Sabista Puran. Echai Gosai Yar Mui Sanadar. Ansavara Padarenu Mora Panchagas. Talira Charana Seve Vakta Sanevar. Janame More Avivar. Echai Gosai Jabe Vaje Kolyavar. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Gorila Prakash. Anande Bolo Hari Vaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Majai Aman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriyan. Harinam Sankirtan Kohe Naro Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nita Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nita Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Sparikar Shri Guru Gauranga Sundaratha Giridhari Ji ki Jai. Jai Sparikar Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundar Ji ki Jai. Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Sri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya SCSMath London ki Jai. All the devotees ki Jai. Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Nitai Go Premanande.